Hey guys, welcome yet again to another Loomian Legacy Sweep. I'm Mr. Lucky Luke. In today's one, we got ourselves a Sedimars sweep. So yeah, guys and girls, I'm finally back after almost a week, but I finally managed to get this sweep. It was not a very fun ride, honestly. I feel like I regretted so much doing this sweep, but you better all enjoy it because I'm not gonna lie, I did not find this Loomian at all fun for me to sweep. So yeah, now Sidamar is an Earth-type Loomian, and has the ability Hasty, Insulated, or the secret ability Lazy. Um, it has very unique stats with having 107 for health and 108 for its melee defense. It has 91 at melee attack, 87 for energy, 81 for range defense, 54 for speed, and 52 for range attack. Now, this Loomian is rather being a more of a physical Loomian, it's actually a more of a bulkier Loomian than a melee attacker. So, I actually had a very hard time to do this because compared to Borak, Sidamar has to be probably the most difficult final evolution purely Earth type Loomian I ever had to sweep with. It was by far the second, or probably the hardest one I have to deal with, in my opinion. So I actually had a very hard time doing this sweep with this set, or these basic stats. Obviously it was a very complicated because it really didn't have the best, well, it had the greatest bulk. It has a solid bulk on its melee defense. Its range defense is more okay, but not the greatest. The only problem I have with this one is its move pool was so complicated. It didn't have the compatible move set to sweep, so I actually didn't feel like I didn't really know how to sweep with this certain Loomian. Like, I don't know whether if I should run like a bulky set. I actually have done a Sidemore sweep years ago. It was back when I wasn't a good YouTuber. I wasn't really a talented YouTuber or a talented sweeper. Not a good YouTuber. Oh, that would be a mean way. Maybe okay, I wasn't a good one. Okay, I'm gonna be honest there. But basically, this is going to be a different way. Now, normally I would go for the best way. However, the best way by far is actually not the greatest way. Because here's the thing. It doesn't really have the very much balanced moveset that I could figure out to sweep with. Like, it didn't have bulk up. It had rejuvenate, which was a pretty nice move to have. But it actually didn't really have the best bulk in order to make like a bulky set. And since it doesn't have like a move that increases melee defense or range defense, I couldn't really figure out to run like a bulky set. So I ended up running a little bit more of a challenging one, and probably the best one in my opinion, in my sweeping opinion. And I ended up running the most difficult set ever, and I regretted it most. But it by far ended up with this. So yeah, I'm just. Oh yeah, I'm so sorry. I can't say it too weirdly because just to notify people, my dog is sleeping in the back, which if you probably didn't notice it, in case you hear him, just ignore him. Allow him to sleep in my room. Okay, allow him to have a little couple rest. But yeah, but besides that, its stats not the most sweepable potential, so it didn't really have the best way to sweep with its bulk. I mean, it has the best chance of bulk, but it has to be in a doubles battle. And since I've already done in a doubles battle, I decided I wanted to try it in a singles battle. So it has a pretty average balanced moveset, but its stats just makes it complicated because it doesn't have a great speed. It has okay bulk, but its attack is not exactly where it's like in a sweep potential, because a sweeping Loomians like has to have a guarantee, like it has to have at least 100. But some Loomians is but the running a 90, it's technically a 91, but 90, it's the same thing. It's just, it doesn't really hit hard, and running a balanced moveset while I'm trying to sweep, not trying to use too much energy on my moveset. It was kind of complicated, but I finally managed to get one sweep with this certain moveset. And I hope you know only gonna enjoy this one. It also has weakness to water, plants, and ice. It does have immune to resist or not immune. It resists the toxic and only immune to the electric the electric. Zapped. Sorry, the zap type. All right. But anyways, but yeah, guys, let's just jump into the first battle and hope you all gonna enjoy this one, cause I sure hope you all are gonna do it, cause I did not have a fun time sweeping with this one. You'll will understand why. Okay, so let's jump into the first battle here. And boy, I had a lot of fails on this Sedimar moveset. So you all are gonna have some good moments with me seeing some fails, which I don't really get to say, but let me just get to say out of the way. Sedimar was a very complicated sweeper, and honestly, it did not take me like 2 attempts or something like that. It actually took me probably around. I'm not even gonna guess because I don't want to. I'm just gonna go with a random number. I'm gonna say it took me around 61 attempt or something like that. I'm gonna just go with that for now. It definitely did not went well, and these are the best battles I ended up with the, let's just say, Sedimar sweep. And the first battle, this was a very, very close battle. Let's just say that. And I hope you all are going to enjoy this one. So let's go for the tribute. And hope you all are going to enjoy the Sedimar sweep. I'll show you the power of a Sedimar. Okay, so unfortunately that first battle, we almost got... Okay, we didn't get it close, okay? So to be honest, guys, we lost because we didn't get the banana split, fortunately. And there was literally no way I was able to get the last 2 KO, because I'm pretty sure the whole team was... I mean, even if we got the banana split, I think that Dorogo's ability, we all know, you know, that the ability that always, instead of a drop, it always get an increased ability, you know? Basically, it would have just outsped me no matter what, and yeah, we would have lost no matter what. So yeah, guys. So this time we're gonna be showing you in this battle here, and I'm gonna show you guys this time how to actually get a sweep there. So yeah. So this one was a very suspiciously weird battle, but it actually ended up working. That I kind of anticipated a little bit, but not exactly how I planned. Now, first of all, the opponent actually had a Dainuki, and he was setting up already on me, so I didn't want him to, like, I think he was doing I think it was setting up on me while I was supposed to set up on him. So this was interesting because I don't really get to see a Denoki a lot because I know I don't really see what the Denoki moveset really people use, so I am assuming this would have been just like a regular melee attack instead of something like that, but nope, it ended up being a supported one. So yeah, so I ended up using the Ragoon just to go for a couple hits. I actually was doing an attempt here, so I ended up running a first, I just went into my Ragoon, do a couple chip damage, and then I proceed to use my Banoki. Now, they're going to swap it into Nayamura. After swapped it into my Joltiv, I went for the Banana Split directly as their little unfortunate shield has worn off. And I went for my, I went for my Ragoon because I didn't know exactly what this thing was going to do. So I expected it's going to use like a light type move. So I went for the Provoke just to see what's it going to do. And it's going to go for the Flash Flee. It's actually going to flee themselves out, and they're going to swap into another Loomian, as they're going to just take a few seconds. I think they went for, I'm not sure if they went there. I think they went for, yeah, they went back to the Danuki. And yeah, that was really much I could do. I know this thing was going to be 100% setting up on me, so I went for the opportunity to go for the Provoke. So I decided thinking, well, if this is going to be a Provoke set, maybe I can set up, I can maybe potentially get a swap. So they're going to actually end up swapping back into Naimura. I don't know why. I'm guessing they just wanted to go for another Flash Flea. So instead of me go for the Tribute now, we're just going to go ahead and see if I can get that Sedimars sweep. Hope you enjoy the actual Sedimars sweep. Okay, so that guy actually had 100% had every counter for my sweep. He actually had everything to shut my sweep down. Now, I actually wanted to just show you guys that second battle, because you could tell how very interesting that one, because I actually almost did a pretty, almost, let's just say, okay, well, yeah, obviously, I lost completely, because he had everything to shut the Sedimars sweep. He had every counter to shut the sweep. He had a healing move, Purge for this Naimora. He had a Mimas who trolled using its mask way, what it called, and used the fade away just to troll, swap back and forward. Then he had a very good supply of Loomians. It also had Tear Down, which removed the banana splits. So unfortunately, I didn't get the speed. I wouldn't be able to outspeed him, which wouldn't matter because they obviously outsped me anyways. And yeah, that actually ended up with probably the biggest fail I could ever do for a Sedimar sweep, which I only wanted to show you guys it. That only reason. I actually don't know why I wanted to show you guys it, but yeah, it kind of happened. So let's just say that battle never happened, and let's just move on to this battle because we obviously know how powerful Sedimar are. But in reality, guys, I just wanted to show you guys how complicated this one was, because I actually wanted to show you another fail, but this one had to make it to the video because you could easily tell how annoying this Sedimar sweep was, because a lot of people could easily shut this thing down, and I definitely needed this one done because after failing so many attempts, I really don't want to do this again, so I ended up just running completely almost. I didn't want it to toss in pretty much everything, but I wanted to just toss in all the stuff that I really needed. Now, this battle is going to be an actual sweep, so hope you all enjoy this one. Now, just to clarify, Sedimar sweep is potentially based around luck, because if you want to run a bulky set, you're going to do this in a doubles battle. If you want to run a singles battle, you're going to have to run in a, well, you're going to have to either make a speedy set or rely on a non-PvP player, because otherwise you're not going to get the Sedimar sweep. So yeah, so the Tatab is going to go run a mix set. It's going to run like a life drain, a splitting headache, and a Jungutsu set, which is kind of cool, because, you know, I actually have done a Tatab sweep using a kind of similar set to that one. And I also had the Power Craft, or the Power Force, the Power Force move. I think it was called. The move that increased my melee attack and range attack. So yeah, so I actually have done a Tata sweep, which you can check it out at the end of the video. But anyways, so I've pretty much set up my Icicle Trap, my Banana Split, and we're now just going to go for the Tribute and get a nice little swap it into my Sedimar. So, hope you all enjoy this one. Hopefully you guys enjoy this one, because I'm not going to do another Sedimar sweep like this one ever again. So check out some of my check out the previous my last Sedimar sweep if you want to see how Sedimar were back then. But now it is time to show you the brand new Sedimar sweep, and I hope you all enjoy this one. I'll tell you more about it, why that nickname is that nickname, and yeah. It's time for the Broken Sedimar sweep. Enjoy. Alright, so let's take a look at the Sedimars Moveset. And yeah, let's just take a look at this one and tell you more about this potentially the best way to sweep the Sedimar. Which I'm just gonna say it out of the way. Sedimar is not a sweeper. Just gonna get it out of the way. You can say how much it's a good sweeper. You can say how much you want, but Sedimar is not a sweeper. It's a confirm. It's a has a good bulk, has an okay attack, but doesn't have the greatest speed, making this not an actual good sweeper. So, this sweep was most likely based around luck, which I got it because of it. Alright, just gonna get out of the way. This one, the sweep, was entirely by luck. And oh my god, I had very bad luck getting the sweep. So, let's go ahead now and tell you the Sedimars set that I ran, and hope you all enjoyed. Now this one was a brawny, very clumsy nimble set with Kabuki Coffee as an item. We ran Hasty as ability with Sharpen, Blaze Chomp, Earthquake, Phantom Slash, and that's it. And the upper values will run max attack, max speed, and the 72 for health. And then we ran a little bit of a 28 for energy to run a solid 250 energy. And that was it. For a reason why I run this moveset where the Sharpen was our only way to attack, getting status increase. Our only way to actually remove the accuracy drop, as well as increasing our melee attack. That was literally the only move we got to use. We got Earthquake for fire, electric, toxic, or metal types. We also have fire also for metal. We also have fire for also metal types, but it's more just in case if we encounter a Gardrone, because you know those things can be really annoying. Which, speaking of which, fire, we also have that for plant, ice, or dark types. As also we have Phantom Slash for spirit, brawler, and mind type. Now the reason why I didn't run electric like Thunder Chomp is simply because I didn't really see me needing Thunder Chomp that really much. Now the only thing we have to counter, or only you need to use Thunder Chomp, are water, metal, and air. And now air is considered a decently good move for using it for our non very powerhouse, let's say it. But there are really not that many air type threats that can really scare Sedimars. Plus, we have already a pretty decent coverage with Blaze Chomp and Phantom Slash. Phantom Slash. So we didn't really need to worry about much about that. Plus, it really only needs to hit only gets to hit one time, and we only have to make sure to one-shot it. And with a couple of attack increase with any move with Phantom Slash or Chomp or Phantom Slash or Blaze Chomp, it should be going down as long as it's not a huge defensively counter. So other than that, that should be really all you need to worry about that. As for metal type, well, we already have Blaze Chomp and Earthquake, so we don't have to worry about that. And the only thing we're really using Thunder Chomp in reality would be only for water types. So it would be probably the best and the only way we would really need it. But besides that, it's not 100% needed, because unless we don't get our melee attack really more than like +3 or around 3, because we need at least sharpen at least 3 or 4 times to make it a decent hitter. But other than that, that is really all. I mean, I don't think really needed electric type like Thunder Chomp in this Sedimars moveset. And I ended up running Phantom Slash instead of it, since, well, it's a better option anyways. But yeah, that is pretty much it. Now, you're all probably wondering why the nickname is named Stitch, because it's not a dog, it's a bear. And to be honest, let's go back to my very first Sedimars set. not moveset, the sweep. Now, originally, when you look at the Gleaming Rockrolla, it kind of looks almost, okay, go with me, just go with it. It almost looks like a lot like Stitch. You don't maybe not look at it, but this is probably the only like the bluish four-legged creature that can look like Stitch. But then looking at it, I was like, wait, I can't really sweep with Rockrolla because it really doesn't have the best moveset for a Earth-type Loomian. So I ended up running with a Sedimar, and Sedimar back then looked a lot different. You'll see it. It actually was back in. Well, actually, you know what? I think I'm gonna show you guys the image for the old Sedimar, and you'll understand why. Okay, so here is the image that I was talking about. Now, this is by far the closest thing I could see as Stitch, almost. And there were really much dog Loomians that looked a lot like Stitch, so I ended up naming it Stitch because of it. I didn't really know why. I just wanted to name it Stitch, so that's why. It's a bit weird, but in reality, I just didn't really have any nicknames, great nicknames for a blue-looking bear, so I just didn't really know what to name it. So I ended up naming it as closest thing that looks like it. So I ended up running it. I'm just looking at the internet, and I looked at it, and I was like, well, there's only one thing that I can think about, and that is that. So I ended up naming it Stitch. But besides that, that is the only reason I named it. Now, I could have named this new Sedimar something else, but I ended up thinking, well, instead of just naming it something else, I'm just gonna make this whole little joke, and I ended up choosing the hint for the sweep, which is, instead of the cartoonish version of Stitch, we running the live-action Stitch for the sweep. So that was the only reason I gave you guys the hint, because I actually wanted to see if you guys could get it. But yeah, that is the only reason why I named it Stitch, and that is the only reason I wanted to do this name. I generally don't know any other names that would look like a blue bear. I don't really know I don't know much blue bears, fortunately, so yeah, I'm sorry. If you guys and girls have a good would have given it a good nickname, what would you name it? A blue bear? I don't know what blue bear looks like, so yeah, would I name it? But anyways, but besides that, that is really all there is for the Sedimars. So hope you all enjoyed this one. Again, this was not a fun ride, and I actually really did not enjoy the Sedimar sweep. I just wanted to really just get it out of the way again. In reality, compared to Borak, I think that's the name, but Borak and Sedimar, just gonna make sure if that's the name. Where is that at? There it is. Borak. I think Borak compared to Sedimar and Borak actually is a better Earth type than Sedimar. So, just gonna go ahead and say it out of the way. I just don't see Sedimar really a good Loomian in general. Like, it's not really a PvP, or doesn't really have the best way to strategize a good strat with its moveset and its stats. So that's really all I have to say about this. But besides that, that is pretty much it. Hope you all enjoyed today's video. I am actually planning to do probably another sweep next week. I'm actually probably going to do another Loomian sweep, but this time we might do this one a little bit more easier, as long as I get the right personality and the right strat. But besides that, that is all for the Sedimar sweep. Hope you all enjoy this one. Again, you can change this set however you want to run for this one. I just think this is probably the best way, and as long as you got the banana split, you have a chance to outspeed the opponent and able to go for a couple sharpen, and then you can go for the Earthquake, Blaze Chomp, and Phantom Slash. If you want, again, like I said, if you want to run a Thunder Chomp for your Sedimar, it's either Phantom Slash or Phantom Slash or Thunder Chop. That's the only way I could say. But that's, or at least my opinion. But besides that, that is it for today's video. Subscribe, like the video if you enjoy it. And as always, stay lucky out there and take care.